Welcome to part 3. So for the third track, I decided I'm just gonna do Never Gonna Give You Up. Right, let's just find a picture of him. Yeah, go on, let's go with that. VTF edit. Same stuff. Actually, we don't need it to be as big as that, so I'm gonna clamp it down to 512. Actually, no, I'm gonna clamp it down even more because the height doesn't actually have to be as high as that. Because there's no point in having it at 1024 by 1024 for something like this. Remember, the bigger your file size, the bigger your texture resolution, the more file size it's going to take. Just do Rick Astley. There he is. Now, same procedure. It's a bit annoying because you know why it's doing that. It's because of the glass texture. It's how the glass texture works. It basically orients itself 45 degrees, but it can sometimes make Hammer go a bit glitchy. It's not too much of a problem if we go here and then texture lock, texture scale. Yep, that'll do. Now we're gonna want to turn that into an audio file. Yes, I'm gonna rip it from Y2Mate again. And same kind of procedure. No, I don't want Opera set up. I'm gonna open it on Audacity. (44,100 Hertz), and I'm gonna do stereo track to mono. I might level it up a bit. Go on, I'll give it some more leveling. You do it about 3 times. Amplify. Oh no, we can't amplify it anymore. Well, anyway, let's export that. I'm gonna export this one as I think I'll give it 48. I mean, to be honest, we don't even need the full song. Could probably cut it about just after 1 minute, because it's not exactly gonna be going on for that long, is it? And then do a bit of a fade out there. I mean, technically you're not really supposed to have full songs anyway, but I mean, no one really cares. Some people do have full songs in their maps as a music room. You know, it. If you were like making money off doing this, then I guess it could be a problem. But you know, for what we're doing, as long as you're, you know, for any sound clips, I mean, some of you might be interested in the, you know, copyright aspect. For the most part, it is covered under, you know, fair use. So it doesn't really matter. Of course, if you got like a whole song, it's not really fair use. However, the chance of anything happening are quite slim, especially if it's like lower quality anyway. I'll have to refresh the sounds, they're never going to give you up. Trap 3 sounds. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna check something there. No, actually, never mind. We'll just make it start. It will just do some damage. As soon as you go in there and it shuts. So we're gonna want a trigger hurt here. To entity. I suppose we could just keep it as 10. But we want it to start disabled. We don't want it to hurt people straight away. And this is the breakable that we did. And then what I'm gonna do after that is I'm gonna make a brush as well. Yeah, so we're gonna make this funny brush, making it glass so that you can see who's in there when they go in. Start disabled. Put that in there. So on trigger, trap 3, breakable. Gonna make that break. Actually, we do need to make a trigger push, because that's what's gonna push people in, of course. Now, what you want to do is I would make the triggers. I would probably make it that size, then have it go in a bit like that. You'll see why I'm doing this in a moment. Trigger push. And make sure they're all named the same. Speed of push. Let's say 500 on this one. Start disabled, yes. Now push direction, we want that to go up. Trap 3. Now we're gonna shift, click that. Now this one you're going to want to be on 0. You can see what this is going to do. So this one's going to be on 180, because if it only pushed that way, then players could just walk forward and escape. So what these bits do on the side is make sure they can't escape. It pushes them into the center, which then pushes them in this way, and then you've got this bit here that just makes sure they're in, you know, so they don't get stuck in here. Not that it really matters. Yeah, make sure they're all disabled, but because they're all called the same name, they will all activate at the same time when you trigger them. Of course, make sure that clients is checked. Don't forget that. Alright, trap 3. So on trigger, trap 3 push, enable, and then I won't stop the music until the brush has been enabled. Brush enable. And then we're going to turn the push off at the same time. So hang on, let's say 3 seconds again. Well, we want, so after 3 seconds, we want that to disable, yeah. And then that comes on. Then sound. And then we're going to want the trap 3 Hz to enable. Now you can do your own thing. You don't have to enable it straight away. You can enable it after 10 seconds. Which I might do that actually. So yeah, that breaks, you get pushed in, then the push stops, the brush enables so you can't get out, the players can still see you. Sound starts, then 10 seconds after that, the trigger hurt gets enabled and you will start to die. So that's that done. Now here I am going to do a controversial trap. Where should we do it? Gee, I might do it on this one. I'm still thinking about this one, but I think I'll do it in the middle here. I'm gonna do the old 50-50 trap. If you add one of these to your map, try to only have one. Some would say don't have any. It's up to you. I'm gonna do it in here just because I think it's good to know how to make it if you want to add it. See, I'm gonna do it exactly in the middle here. We're gonna have that, and let's do it like that. And what I'm gonna do here is, let's see, what size are we sort of talking here? I might do some overlays. I'll show you how to do this. So first of all, let's get the logic out of the way. So you're gonna need some trigger hertz. Trigger hurt. Now you can, sometimes I call it, you know, just chance doors or choice doors or whatever. But this is actually going to be a trap. It's going to be one of those ones where the activator can toggle it. So it's random, but they can also switch it. So this is trap 6. Say hurt left. Same sort of thing, 909. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start them disabled. Copy that over. Call this one hurt right, or you could call them 1 and 2, doesn't really matter. And what we're going to do here is we're going to make a logic case. And with this logic case, now how logic case works is, well, there's two modes. One mode is a bit more advanced where it can take an input from a math counter and output something, you know, according to the case outputs. The other is just used as a random picker. So the easiest way to do that is to make just make a case 1 and a case 2. So let's say trap 6 left enable. I prefer to put them on disabled and then enable 1. You'll see how this works. So trap hurt right. So on case 1, the left will be enabled, and on case 2, the right will be enabled. But only 1 will be enabled per round. This won't actually do anything, by the way, until we give it an input. So it's very important. You can use a logic auto to do that, or you can use logic relay on spawn, but it doesn't really hurt to use one logic auto. You've probably seen other people do it on multi new round. Trap 6. Well, we need to give it a name first, don't we? Trap 6 case. See, technically, Logic Auto uses an edict, which can become a problem when you've got a lot of entities, but for something like this, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I still use Logic Auto, because you only tend to have one in a map anyway. I mean, you must be getting really near the limit if you can't even spare if you can't even have one Logic Auto in the map. Right, so pick random. So what that's going to do is on a new round, it's going to pick random. It's going to pick one of these. So one will be enabled and one will stay disabled. Now for the trap logic, now what I'm going to do is trap 6 left. We're gonna toggle these. So, you know, this works because it toggles both. So if that's enabled, that's disabled, then it's going to switch it. It's going to toggle both. So then that's going to become enabled, that's going to become disabled. You get the idea. That's how it works. It's quite simple, but it's a bit boring. We need some kind of funny meme. So I think a funny one would be, you know, the gem or coal meme. This is where paint.net comes in handy. So I'm gonna do a bit of editing here. We're gonna split this into its own thing. Well, let's just do it as it is, and we'll crop it down. So we're gonna put white there. Yeah, that's fine. And we're gonna check the size, height 140. We don't need that there. And redo that. I suppose we could center it a bit actually. Okay, I'm gonna make that new layer. Wait. Actually, no. I'll just fill it in. Move that there a bit. Yeah. Well, let's save that as. Well, I'm gonna save it in my walkthrough stuff. Gem. And then we're gonna go on here. We're going to cut the soy jack out. canvas size. Let's bring it. No, let's center it. No, I want to do canvas size. Okay, that was right. Let's center him a bit. So that's all right. I mean, hopefully this video series will produce a lot of gems. Right. In fact, okay. So what I'm gonna do is go in here and go in gem. Make sure you clamp it. Now there's something we'll have to do for these, which I will show you after. Coal. Right. Yeah, so before we go any further, it's very important that, so I'm going to use the overlay tool now, and what that does is that basically puts it puts a decal on your brush, but it's very important. Well, let me do it and you'll see. So let's say I've got my coal. There's my coal, I mean gem. Here's my coal. There's my funny pictures. Now, you'll notice that they will be Z fighting. Now, because we're using them as decals, we need to tell the engine that in VTF edit. I mean in the VMT file. So decal 1 decal 1. You can see they're not, well, I mean they'll still look strange in Hammer, but they're not like going into the other texture. It'll look fine when you go in game. So let's load this and check these two out. If you use Buddha mode,
let's do it!
And then hurt me, you can, this is an easy way of testing whether it's working without dying. So look, we go through gem, look, see that trigger hurts disable, but we go through coal, see that's going to kill us. Now, if I give my health back, I can then check that it's working, right? So, oh, of course. Okay, let's try that again. So which one's working now?
Come on!
Coal's gonna kill us. Gem lets us through. So if we do this, then gem should kill us, and coal will let us through. Yep. Yep, that's working. Now, I probably shouldn't put these as close as this, but I mean, you're probably gonna be using melee in game. So let's do this. I'm gonna turn Buddha off actually here.
Ah! It's the devil's work! Hey, give us a hand! Help! Help me! Ah! What manner of witchcraft is this?
You know the rules, and so do I. I've full commitments while I'm thinking of.
Ow!
Get this from any other guy.
So that's how you make a 50-50 door, which that's kind of that was the main part, the main point of this part of the series. So yeah, next we'll in the next video I'll focus on like doing a few other things. I'll try and put a bit of variety in, then eventually we'll get to like doing the end part and making like a mini game or two. Alright, hope this helped. Goodbye.